Twitter's policies and intentions are obscure, totally out of line with its claims. Freedom of speech, for example. Twitter tries to be the harbinger. What the platform actually does is often block free speech. We told you about our run-in with Twitter, how it blocked our report on abortion. Twitter, it seems, has become a habitual offender. It has now blocked India's Information Technology Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad. Twitter denied the minister access to his own account for a good 1 hour. Why? On grounds that there was apparently a violation of a US law. What law? The Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA. What Twitter slapped India's IT minister with was copyright violation, and that too for posting clips of himself from television debates. It would have been funny had it been fictional. But this really did happen, and this is serious. The minister shared screenshots. He called out Twitter's high-handedness. He pointed out how the platform had failed to give him any prior notice. He also said that no TV channel had made any complaints against his posts. So what gives? What copyright infringement is Twitter talking about? And honestly, none of this is surprising, given Twitter's track record and the fact that the platform is at loggerheads with the government of India, and the minister in question is the one in charge of bringing Twitter to book. But this show of hardihood was totally uncalled for. It was also in violation of the law of the land, of an Indian law. Ravi Shankar Prasad points out that Twitter's actions violate the new IT rules of India, the same rules that Twitter refuses to follow. Let me give you a quick background. Under India's new IT rules, social media platforms with more than 50 lakh users have to appoint a grievance officer, a nodal officer, and a chief compliance officer. All of them must be residents of India. Number two, social media platforms will have to take down flagged content within 36 hours. The window is 24 hours. For content flagged for nudity and pornography. Now, Twitter has not complied with these rules. For most part, it has been crying threat to freedom of speech. It has accused the government of India of quote-unquote dangerous overreach. And all of this is quite ironical given Twitter's own recent actions, its recent history, its obscure policies, its cancel culture, and the threat it poses to free speech. Quick recap. In January, Twitter blocked then US President Donald Trump. Why? Twitter pointed at Trump's dangerous rhetoric, equated it with threat to democracy. The dawn of this realization conveniently coincided with the end of Trump's presidency. In June, Twitter then deleted a tweet by Nigeria's president. Muhammadu Buhari had issued a threat to suspected separatists. Twitter deleted it and said that this tweet was abusive. Who decides what is abusive, though? Like I said, Twitter's policies are obscure, its action often in violation of the right to free speech. Now, Twitter must realize that it will be called out every time it blocks a narrative that does not suit its agenda. It can no longer get away with this. The threat of digital colonization is real, and India should not bend to this. You see, Twitter, or big tech in general, is reenacting what the British East India Company did in the 17th century. It killed small and local businesses, established a monopoly, and then went after governments and their policies. And this is playing out worldwide today. Companies like Twitter, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, they're all at loggerheads with countries around the world. And we've been reporting on this on Gravitas. Today, since we're talking about India, we'll stick to examples from India. In the 1600s, the British East India Company set its eyes on India's spices and raw materials. Today, in 2021, Silicon Valley giants are fighting it out for India's online market, the biggest market after China. In 2020, Amazon challenged a probe announced by India. Earlier this year, WhatsApp tried to slap obscure policies on India, abuse its legal gaps, and now Twitter is refusing to cooperate with the government of India. It is trying to bully, blackmail, and challenge elected lawmakers. Was the violation of India's new IT rules Twitter's messaging to the government? Was this a show of non-obedience? In that case, the message from the government of India is clear, and let me quote from what the minister said today. No matter what any platform does, they will have to abide by the new rules, the new IT rules fully, and there shall be no compromise on that. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.